Well, it's just sad to see what's happening in Lagos, to see that people have been reduced to animals, seeing them clutter and, walk around the place all over bread of 100 naira, which really can't do much for them. It's just seeing the dehumanizing situation of what's going on. That's what the current government and the current economy has really turned us to, right? If you're going to be charitable, or if you're going to do nice things in the spirit of Valentine and the spirit of love, it is really important that you allow people to retain some form of humanity. What happened to having them line in a queue, if you must, and then, give them this stuff? But seeing the flogging and all of that is totally unnecessary. And it brings me back to what happened earlier today, when P2B and Aisha Yesufu with some delegates visited a healthcare center in Abuja today. They managed to give out the sum of 2 million naira as charity, and we see them, they did not do this in a way that was degrading to them. They still maintained decency, maintained decorum, and that was how they were able to disburse this money and still even share some of the food items they brought with them. And it just shows that leadership really cannot be bought, or a good or true leader cannot be bought, because they maintained decorum and they tried not to strip the people of their pride or humanity. Let's just take a look at the tweet and see how things went down over there.
Yes, as the Aisha's tweet raised, he said, "We are just leaving the primary healthcare in Tongan Madaki." Said P2B donated 2 million to the healthcare. There were so many women and children in their hundreds, and gosh, there is suffering. I found myself in charge of giving a little token to them, and I'm glad we gave them in a dignifying manner. We did not have to shred them of their humanity. One day they will be in a position not to need such a token. That is in Nigeria, we owe them, and it is possible. I think where you're coming from is the fact where Aisha mentioned in, dignifying them. Yeah. That's the point. And he said they came out in mass, right, and still they did not do what the APC people are doing in Lagos. Right. Flogging people and throwing bread at them as if, even Femi Bajabi Amila some time ago when we discussed, you see her throwing books to children that came out just to watch them. They were admiring them as lawmakers and people who are in government and all of that. But they disappointed them and had to do that. So while we still wait to, just give us some time before we bring up what P2B did. But you can see from the screen His Excellency P2B and Aisha Yesufu, and you can see the large number of people at this healthcare facility as PO continue going around doing good as he always did. The other day, yesterday, he was at some nursing homes, which he gave, I think, about 20 million naira. And again, every time, every day, P2B goes around doing what he knows best to do, giving back to humanity. So, and that is what we have heard about the Abure's alleged embezzlement of funds from one opera treasurer, right? Yeah. And some people liken it that why should P2B still be in Labour Party where there are some kind of issue. But we need to understand that Labour Party, like P2B had said clearly different times, is a vehicle that is being used by all of us that are obedient for now, at least. Right. And part of the things I want to explain is that P2B has not been with them when these issues emanated, which is, I think, 2021. I think it started from 2019 to 2021, the times in question. But him being the leader or one of the leader of the party now, I mean, he has kind of mandated them to go and sort those issues out, which is why the chairman of the party came out in mainstream to explain with evidence that those things are said by the treasurer is defamation. I think she's suspended or something like that. But let's take a sound bite, listen to what he had to say with clear evidence in national TV. Let's take a listen.
In law, the evidence speaks for themselves. When I was making my remarks, I showed you of checks here that has co-signed between me and Oluchi Opara. These checks were signed by, this is Oluchi Opara's signature. Last year, June, July, December, all these are the checks, sample of checks that I brought to this studio. I had to print them out yesterday from our records. All these checks I came here with are checks that are signed, co-signed between me and Oluchi Opara. There are some of the checks here that are signed by the 3 signatories, myself, National Secretary, and National Treasurer, which is herself. Some other checks are here that were co-signed between me and her. This is Oluchi Opara's signature. This is her signature, and this is my signature. Okay. She was on this same studio and told you that she never had access to the accounts. She didn't know how the account was being run. And so I came here with a lot of these checks to show to you that she was lying. I have those checks that were signed between that February and March 2021. Those checks are not here. But these are public documents that you can get from the bank. I expected that you also even tell her to provide those evidence. In law, he who asserts must prove. He who alleges must prove. I had expected that you also ask her to bring the evidence to show that those monies were actually withdrawn without her signature. I have come here to show to you checks that are co-signed between us, between me and Oluchi Opara. Okay. And I've said so clearly that she co-signed those checks, and those checks are available in the bank. I've said so very clearly. My lawyers are working by today. Those cases will be filed, cases of defamation will be filed against Oluchukwu Opara, who came to national television to defame my person and to bring down my reputation. This is very clear. There's no way I could have taken this for granted. Like you said and you rightly observed, this is beyond just a right of reply on a national television. I'm going to take steps. In fact, I've taken steps already. My lawyers are filing today or tomorrow cases against Oluchi Opara.
So this is Julius Abure's right of reply, and whether you call it the Labour Party crisis, as the case might be, it has nothing to do with P2B, but I feel that P2B is doing the right thing by directing the hierarchy or the administration of this very particular Labour Party to go and make sure that the public gets the clear picture of what happened. Now, we'll come back again and put some torchlight on what has transpired and how far it has been. But we want to also bring your attention to what happened today. Sowore, or what he's called, that the Sahara Reporters MD, as the case might be, who happens to be in court today. And we found out that there's a notice of discontinuation on his matter. And that very matter is what has been going on for years. Maybe up to 5 years, yes. We have Chidi Odinkalo's tweet and reaction that says that this is an abuse of legal process. And the case of Yele Sowore, it is a case like this that lead people to lose respect for the process of the law. Abubakar Malami was egregious as Attorney General of the Federation enjoys his loot. Now, why do we bring this? We are bringing this very issue because Sowore had always maintained a position that the ruling class this time around are not looking at the Nigerian issues and not for Nigerian interest and all of that. So, and he says some things that sound so good and we feel should be looked at or listened to at this very moment, as they had framed him for very different offenses. But after many years of spending huge amount of money and paying millions or even up to billions on senior advocate of Nigerians to defend federal government, now federal government has come out to say they want to discontinue. Very good, and kudos to Sowore. He is free now and he'll continue advocating. Let's hope he joins the well-meaning Nigerians to fight for the rights of every Nigerian, especially at this very hunger strike time. Let's take a sound bite from him.
19 before I was arrested, that nobody can prosecute us. Nobody can prosecute the revolution. But the good news is that the revolution they are running from is getting closer. As I've always said, when the revolution wants to happen, a lot of events will happen. But the last trigger is always hunger. And the people of Nigeria are very hungry this time. And as you know, an angry man, I mean, in a hungry man is an angry man. So, yes, a hungry man is a revolutionary. So, Nigerians have been taken for granted, they have been battered, people have been destroyed, businesses are leaving the country once again. People cannot afford to feed anymore, even if they want. Insecurity everywhere, kidnapping in every corner, and the currency of the country. As my friend here, Deji, has always advised that if you have dollar, keep it. If you have dollar, keep it. And based on our own prophecy too, I said the dollar will reach 1,500. It's going to 2,000. What they have been doing is they are mopping up the dollar at 1,400. They will release it during the Hajj. Because over 35,000 Nigerians go to Saudi Arabia for Hajj, and they take an average of $20,000 with them. So the dollar will go to 2,000 around that time. You can mark it. They have done everything to destroy the economy. They have done everything to break an average Nigerian. And one of my greatest fears when we're under Buhari is that we wake up one day and say that Buhari is even a better person. That's where we are now. People are saying that, some people are even asking that Buhari should come back. Yes. Because the worst has, and I tell you, the worst is yet to happen. Tinubu is not even in power for 1 year. And everybody, including those who voted for him, and those who are saying that it is our turn. What is their turn now is suffering, hunger, starvation, sorrow, and a bloody lifestyle that is intolerable. So while we are called today discussing this, we might as well also be planning a showdown with the federal government.
Absolutely.
And we'll reach out to you very soon, Nigerians. And we have been saying it, nobody is your savior. It's you that will have to save yourself this time around.
A showdown with federal government looms. Now, so a talk, and plenty other things will be say a talk, especially that the revolution is very, very close.
Well, speaking of revolution, Sowore himself has always been a revolutionary, always lending his voice to the cause and the plight of Nigerians. Well, Omoyele Sowore has been standing trial for over 5 years, or rather, for 5 years since 2019, since he led the Revolution Now protest. He's standing trials for a lot of things, including treasonable felony. And it's just sad to see that, after the judiciary wasted the time of Nigerians and put a lot of, efforts and, resources into prosecuting someone that was just expressing or exercising his human rights to freedom of speech. And then they came out after wasting the time of Nigerians, wasting judicial process to finally say, oh, were unable to prosecute him, or rather we're discontinuing the process of prosecution. And it's just shout out to him, and good to know that he's getting his freedom and all the charges are being dropped. But next time, don't take Nigerians on this roller coaster ride of emotions. Don't have us invest our time, invest emotions on something that is irrelevant, because he was just expressing his rights to freedom of speech. And talking about revolution, like he said, a hungry man is an angry man, and the right measures should be put in place to avoid any form of uproar or chaos.
Yeah, but quickly before we get to the press conference of His Excellency P2B, I want to bring something to our attention. I don't know if anybody has noticed what is going on with PHCN, the normal ones we call NEPA. And we know the heat is going on across the country, and of course NEPA no they show any better thing. But there's something I'm hearing now that they want to remove electricity subsidy. I don't know if that existed in the first place, but I heard several of those, and when I make inquiry and reports coming is saying that, hey, that there's looming removal of electricity subsidy, which means when they talk about the one of petrol, the one that will come with the one electricity is gonna hit very, very high. We have from premium time that say Nigerians' electricity prices may increase as government says subsidy no longer sustainable. So make you imagine waiting we see for fuel and waiting go happen for NEPA own as we take column, that is the PACN. Right. Let's take a sound bite from that very particular breaking news, and we'll come back.
Customer Complaint Escalation Center.
This year, 450 billion naira was budgeted for subsidy, but the ministry needs over 2 trillion naira to pay for it. Minister of Power, Adebayo Adelabu, said state governments will now be allowed to generate electricity independently to supply power to their state. Over 50 billion naira has been earmarked in the 2024 budget to build mini-grids to supply power to remote areas. He read a riot act to the electricity distribution companies, urging them to sit up or have their licenses withdrawn.
It is either we look for money at all costs to fund the subsidy because of the political situation of the country and the hardship people are passing through, or we bite the bullet and everybody understands, okay, let's bring the roof down first. Let's reflect everything on market commercial basis. Then we'll start a rebuilding, because it is postponing the evil days if we continue anyway. So I am not calling for removal of subsidy before they misquote me, but it's a decision for the entirety of the country to decide. These are assets that we spend the country's money on, and our brothers, part of us, will deliberately sabotage it. So you can see that some people are hiding somewhere that do not want this sector to work.
The minister also said the frequent collapse of the grid, which has occurred about 6 times between December 2023 and February this year, is caused by shortage of gas, old and obsolete machines in the grid value chain, low capacity of evacuate generated power, and destruction of power stations in some parts of the northeast geopolitical zone of the country.
We don't see them now. FG cannot continue to subsidize NEPA payments. So will they come out from the one of diesel? Will they come out from the one of fuel? Will they enter another one where we say they happen for everybody house? Even when we don't even have the light, because when there is no light, NEPA will still bring bill for you. So several things will be say they happen. Even Tinubu, they plan to borrow 2.5 trillion for this very February. But make we look at this very NEPA issue where we say it concern everybody. Light no day, as we know, but every month NEPA people go con they bill you. Now then talk say government they even bring subsidy. I don't know before.
Yes, and this light issue is actually affecting everybody, because most of us find it very difficult to sleep at night. You know, imagine say you go inside house, go lie down for bed. Before you wake up, you go constantly say your bed don't soak, like say they pour you water. So I think NEPA should really look into this issue.
And all those things where they talk now, Tinubu na they cause am.
Exactly, na Tinubu who is the cause am? May they give us light that bed. It's too much.
Tinubu don't suffer anyway. And you know, say for everybody house now, as the heat day, anybody will be said, I hear say even Kanu people where do okay, now from River State, where they talk say they no fit sleep with their husband again because of heat. Yeah. You understand? Right. And everything that Tinubu cause am. Even people will be saying then they get cough and catarrh now because of the season.
Right.
Now Tinubu cause them.
Everything we blame APC.
Well, that's why they tell you website when they talk say Nigerian problem say na spiritual. If they follow the kind spiritualness of Nigerians where they take follow, Tinubu know if you survive one day now,
right.
because the thing go round. Every family they shout Tinubu, Tinubu, Tinubu for their place. And the man no go survive one other day. So make we leave that issue of spirituality. Make we look the physical aspect of it. The heat day. And then they talk say they want common subsidy. I don't know how. What even your mother they do more since?
Well, it's just interesting to see because I had no idea that there was a subsidy on electricity to begin with, right? I'm just hearing right now that there was a subsidy on electricity, and it's just funny because if there was a subsidy, we could never tell because we never got to see reduced payment of electricity bills, or maybe we never got to see power supply and all of that. So we're talking about petrol subsidy and all of that, right? So now imagine what is going to do to the petrol or the lack of petrol that we have going on. NEPA doesn't even bring lights regularly, but imagine now that they're saying they're taking away subsidy. So we're going to see an increased tariff prices, but a low production of lights, and it's just sad to see. And hopefully these people can actually work like we're expecting them to, because this heat is actually touching everybody, and we hopefully expect a lot from them.
Yes, so as you there for your house, so with the NEPA issue where we they talk, make you imagine the kind bill where we say then they carry come for your house, and also say government want common subsidy where they put for inside. Whether that one another way of where they want to come out money or scam, we don't know. But we go they open our eyes and our ears, they look them. As Tinubu don't sit down with all the governors for Nigeria, then talk say they won't bring solution. The solution where then they look now, whether make them open up all the states, make then create jobs for youth where we say then they for that side, and make them open up the agri sector, make people for they do and get food, so that food shortage where then they talk everywhere no go happen. We don't they keep our own steps on how we are going to going forward on this farmer and Abina the hungry season we don't enter so. But before we go, I want make una like and share this video so that other people go know say Obedient Family TV come, and the support where una fit give us as e be now today, like and share the video so that the message where we they send out to everybody, it go they reach everybody, make they know say now we this country belongs to, and now we go take them back by our own self. If we decide to close our ears and our mouth and our eyes, now be say we go just enter one chance as it take be. So for now, we get press conference where our own P2B's Excellency give for Abuja today, and the person will follow na Comrade Aisha, and then discuss some questions where we say they come up for different platforms and different organizations, especially as they don't they use different people. They fight Labour Party and accusing different people will be saying our own, accusing them of misappropriation of funds and all of that. So P2B came out with Aisha Yesufu to lay those things, make people see how the thing take be for now. But if you not talk all those things, make we hear as our own principal, His Excellency P2B, how in take talk and waiting in talk, and then Comrade Aisha Yesufu, how she take talk and watching she talk. Let's take a listen from them. But as you dey listen, I beg make you no forget to like and subscribe. Now, what do you fit do for Obedient Family TV? Be that make other people hear how our own Excellency P2B take talk. Let's take a listen.
Issue of allegation of monies being misappropriated. So the first thing is that every donation that we collected under Obi Baba Ahmed campaign were paid directly into the campaign account. And I can categorically state here, there is no Nigerian, living or dead, who gave Aisha Yesufu a single kobo. Not at all. Even His Excellency that we were doing anything for would not give us anything to collect. He had to pay into his account. account. So for us, we're very strict. I'm sure you heard what Mr. Century did talk about. We're very strict in terms of ensuring that everything, we're skeptical. We put ourselves on the line and ensure that every dime that was collected was paid into it. Just to give a little bit of an experience, there were some people who wanted to give money directly and I didn't collect. There were some who even reported me to His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi sitting right there. So there is no money, but if there's anyone that has any money somewhere, please, we really want to let them come forward. We love that.
Okay. Since I need to add, because the splinter group of the Labour Party have accused you, which you have answered part of that question, that you would appoint Tinubu to investigate the party fund. Now I want to ask, why do you have to wait up to this time to account for the fund that were used during campaign? As at the time you came into the party, it's just like a wind, and the party never expected that such kind of supporters is going to come to the Labour Party, and that's what we were doing. And then yes, there has to be crisis that a lot of members of the executive they fall out of that camp. And today we have another one accusing. She was part of. I asked her the question. She was part of the executive, but now she has fallen. Now she's telling us that about 3.5 billion were realized during the campaign elections. So why do you have to say? Because they have accused you of concealing corruption in the Labour Party. Thank you.
So the follow-up to that, he was categorical that you attended some of the meetings where she raised this issue as the national leader of the party, and it was not resolved. And when the Labour Party officials were asked, they said you are not going to talk about it because it involved you. So from what she said,
they were not going to
talk about it.
Because it involves me.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's the true side of it.
Thank you very much. Let me start by what you said. Why do I have to wait till now? You're talking about the Labour Party issue. I want us to again understand we have two distinct positions. You're talking about Labour Party, am I right? Labour Party account. I don't think I wasted. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah, with the Labour Party. I don't think I waited too long. The election was conducted when? February last. Thereafter, I went into litigation, which ended up when? In November. So, I couldn't have been going to court and be talking about Labour Party accounts. And after ending that, we're in December, which is when we started even recovering from all the activities of being in campaign from 2022, ending in end of 2023. And we're just in first quarter of 2024. I don't think this has happened before with any party in Nigeria, counting this week. Tell me one. You know, in Nigeria, we're used to blaming those who want to do the right thing and leaving those who have been doing the wrong thing over the years. We are now accounting immediately within the first quarter of 2024. I remember when the case ended last year, I said, in 2024, we'll spend it going around to talk and everything. And we just started the process. I could have been calling auditors last year. We're now going to call them and everything. And again, like I said,